Anxiety is a common emotion experienced by all of us at some point in our lives in the context of modern life with constant pressures and uncertainties. Anxiety can become a constant presence, negatively affecting mental and emotional health. It is in this scenario that historical philosophy offers a unique and valuable perspective to address anxiety and seek inner peace. Stoicism is an ancient philosophical school that flourished in the Hellenistic and Roman periods, founded by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC. Its teachings aim to provide a practical approach to living a virtuous life and achieving serenity in the face of adversities. Within this context, anxiety is seen as a disturbing emotion that can be transformed through understanding its fundamental principles. According to the Stoics, anxiety arises from our interpretation of external events, not the situations themselves. In other words, it is not the circumstances that cause anxiety, but the way we perceive and internally evaluate them. This means that we can exert some control over our anxiety through training our minds and consciously choosing our thoughts. One of the main causes of anxiety, according to the Stoics, is the fear of what is to come and excessive worry about the future. To combat this aspect of anxiety, Stoicism advocates mindfulness in the present and focus on what is under our immediate control. Epictetus, a historical philosopher, expressed this idea well when he said, "What disturbs people's minds are not events, but their judgments about them." In other words, Stoicism reminds us that we do not have control over many things that happen around us, but we can control our reactions and attitudes toward these events. Learning to accept what we cannot change and adapting our expectations to the realities of life is essential to finding inner peace. Another source of anxiety pointed out by Stoicism is excessive attachment to material things and external circumstances. When we become overly attached to material possessions, social status, or the opinions of others, we place our happiness and well-being in the hands of others. Stoicism teaches us to seek emotional self-sufficiency, recognizing that true contentment resides within ourselves, independent of external conditions. The importance of emotional detachment is also highlighted by the philosopher, with fear, abandon desire. In other words, when we intensely desire something, we become attached to that expectation and create fear of loss and disappointment. Letting go of this excessive desire is a way to overcome anxiety and find inner balance. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages recognizing the impermanence of life and the cyclical nature of human emotions. The Stoics understood that everything is subject to change, and emotions, including anxiety, are fleeting. This understanding can bring a sense of calm and perspective, reminding us that anxiety is not a static condition, but something that arises and eventually dissipates. The historical Emperor Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reflects on the transience of life and emotions, which helps us value the present and not cling too much to momentary feelings of anxiety, knowing that everything will pass with time. In Stoicism, anxiety is seen as an opportunity for personal growth and the enhancement of virtue. Instead of fearing anxiety or trying to suppress it, the Stoics viewed it as a chance to exercise their philosophy in the real world. Facing anxiety with courage, self-awareness, and self-discipline is a way of practicing historical principles and strengthening inner resilience. Just as an athlete trains the body to face physical challenges, Stoicism offers a mind gym to confront the emotional challenges of life. Through constant and conscious practice of historical principles, we can gradually transform our relationship with anxiety, replacing restlessness with serenity. In summary, anxiety, from the historical perspective, is an emotion that can be understood and faced through self-awareness, emotional detachment, acceptance of impermanence, and mindfulness in the present. By applying historical principles in our daily lives, we find a path to cultivate inner peace and serenity in the face of life's uncertainties. It is important to remember that the practice of these teachings is gradual and requires persistence, but the reward is a more balanced and resilient life in the face of the emotional challenges that life presents to us. What do you think about these historical reflections to combat anxiety? I look forward to your response in the comments. Here's another video filled with historical wisdom that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Until next time.